So I went ahead a couple days ago and ordered another one of these French knives from knivesofrance.com. This is the Le Sabot or Les Sabot or Sabot or Sabo, something in French, because it's a French made knife. Um, and it's pretty cool. It's got this, large sheep's foot blade. Some people might call it a ram's foot blade or something. It's a sheep's foot blade, as far as I'm concerned. Or you could call it a modified sheep's foot blade or a modified drop point because I'm annoying. Um, but yeah, or even a Warncliffe perhaps. But I'm going to refer to it as a sheep's foot. So for the remainder of the video, this is a sheep's foot blade. If you want to yell at me in the comments, tell me that this is a ram's foot blade, whatever, fine, but it's a sheep's foot blade. Um, so sheep's foot blade, uh, fairly large sheep's foot blade. Good size handle. Get all four fingers on it. It's comfortable. The handle's nice and rounded, so it really fills your hand up. So you got this. This is oak. This really nice looking oak wood handles. It's got these bolsters and caps with some like lining on them. I forget what they call this, threading. I think that's what that's called. Some like threading on them and stuff to make them look a little bit more fancy. Fit and finish is pretty good. About what you expect for like a actual working knife. Similar to like otter messers and stuff like that. Like knives that are actually meant to work and everything and aren't put together by like incredible craftsmen for $100 price tags. This knife was around $60, and that's about what you expect to pay, I think, these days for like well made cutlery that's not made in China. Like, this is a well made pocket knife in the traditional style, made in France, imported from France, and sold here in America. And it was $60. So I'm pretty happy with that. This has, I believe, C75 steel, I believe is what that is. But it is definitely carbon steel because I always make sure I order carbon steel. He has a different section for carbon steel pocket knives on his website, which is really cool. Um, and overall, I mean, this knife is just pretty cool looking. I mean, the fit and finish isn't perfect, but it is more of like a actual like working knife. One thing that is interesting, and I've talked about it with the Predel, Predel, whatever that other French knife I did was called. I think it was something like that, Pradel, something like that. The tip rests on the back spring, and with this knife, quite literally, the tip rests on the back spring. You'll hear it hit. As the tip hitting the back spring. So you do not want to let this one just shut on its own because it'll really hit the back spring and you don't really want that to happen. So you got to close your knife like a proper gentleman. Use two hands to close it instead of closing it like a Neanderthal, like I really like to. I'm sure at some point I'll forget and really mess up the tip on this blade. Um, which will kind of suck, but that's a lot of French knives. A lot of French knives are designed in that way for whatever reason. Don't know why. I think it's because they don't like Neanderthals having pocket knives or something. But I got my hands on them anyway, so jokes on them. But anyway, pretty cool little knife. I do like the knife. The action could be a little bit better, but I'm not concerned about it. I haven't put any oil in it or anything, so once I do that and open and close it, you know, a few times, it'll probably smooth out a little bit. There is a little bit of like exposed pin, I imagine, there on the bolster. Not a big deal to me. But if you're like a serious collector who just wants to have perfect pocket knives, this might not be the knife for you. But if you like to have, examples of pocket knives from all over the world, and a better example of like the working man's pocket knife all over the world, knives like this are great for that. Like this knife, the like anchor knife from Otter Messer, and like the 3 rivet from Otter Messer, even like Opinels. I love Opinels, but I do like these knives a little bit more because there's a little bit more work that goes into something like this than an Opinel. But I really do like the swelled handles. They feel really good in your hand. And the knife overall just feels really good. It looks really good. I'm doing this video on this now because I'm pretty much planning on carrying this tomorrow. So I wanted to make sure I put the video out and got video of it before it gets all scratched up and everything, so you guys can see it the way that I got it. But anyway, nice put together pretty well. The centering isn't perfect, but who cares? Before I go here, I want to talk about this because I think this is interesting. This is a paper he includes with his orders. Here, and it says, this is the Sabot, the brand, and this is the barrel model in the oak handle. You can see right here, he checks that it has an edge, or that the edge is sharp, checks that it functions, checks the handle, and checks or says if there's a box or not, I guess. Yeah, and then here's his Instagram. If you're not following him on Instagram, he posts when he's getting new knives or when he's got new knives on the website. So I like to follow him there. I believe he just got these in a little bit ago. I'm not sure if that's why I had thought about it or if I had just decided, hey, I'm going to order another one of those French knives. And you can see right now he writes like a little personal thing there. And he's got a cool little stamp now, it looks like. I think it also comes with like a sticker and a business card, but I don't have them handy. I just wanted to show that picture to show the checks thing that he's got there because I think that's cool. I wish more retailers would do that. And of course, I understand that like the bigger retailers can't do that. And I do think that some of the smaller retailers, like collector knives, I think he does check his knives. It seems like it anyway, because like when I get a case knife from him, it's usually good. But he's pulled back on selling case knives for probably pretty obvious reasons to all of us. But yeah, so he does check these before he boxes them up and ships them out to you. Another thing is kind of cool. It's got this little clog on it, which I don't really think of as French. It's more of like a Dutch thing, but it is interesting. But anyway, pretty cool little knife. Around $60. Knivesofrance.com. I don't know if you can get him anywhere else. And he's got a bunch of other cool French knives over there. So check out knivesofrance.com. It's pretty cool. He seems to do a pretty good job checking his knives. The shipping was fast. It got here in like 3 days or something. So that was cool. But anyway, this is the Le Sabot barrel knife in oak wood handles. And I think it's pretty cool. But that's going to be it for this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a good day.